Every political philosophy promises something: justice, equality, order, destiny. Many promise history itself. Karl Popper promised something smaller: the right to criticize. In The Open Society and Its Enemies, Popper does not offer a blueprint for paradise. He offers a way to prevent disaster. This is not a theory of who should rule. It is a theory of how to limit rule, and that distinction changes everything. Popper's book is often remembered as an attack on Plato, on Hegel, on Marx, but these thinkers are not the deepest target. The real enemy is historicism, the belief that history unfolds according to discoverable laws, that the future can be predicted, that we are moving toward an inevitable destination. When a society believes it knows the direction of history, politics changes. Dissent becomes obstruction, opposition becomes ignorance, delay becomes injustice. If the end is guaranteed, then criticism looks irrational, and when criticism looks irrational, it is easily silenced. Popper saw this as the beginning of authoritarianism, not always through violence, but through certainty. Popper's political philosophy begins with epistemology. Human beings are fallible. We are wrong often. We mistake conjecture for knowledge. We overestimate our certainty. Knowledge grows not through prophecy, but through error correction. We propose. We test. We refute. We revise. Popper asks us to apply this same logic to politics. Instead of asking who should rule, he asks, how can we so organize political institutions that bad or incompetent rulers can be prevented from doing too much damage? Let that question settle. It shifts the entire structure of political thought. It abandons the search for the perfect leader. It abandons the dream of historical inevitability. It builds systems around correction. The focus is no longer on virtue. It is on restraint. Popper contrasts two political approaches. Utopian social engineering seeks total transformation. It begins with a grand vision. It reshapes society as a whole. It suppresses resistance in order to protect the plan, because the plan must not fail. Piecemeal social engineering is humbler. It identifies specific problems. It proposes limited reforms. It tests outcomes. It reverses mistakes. It accepts imperfection. It accepts uncertainty. It does not claim to know the final shape of justice. It only claims to improve conditions gradually, while preserving the right to criticize. The open society is not built on certainty. It is built on revision. What is an open society? It is a society in which institutions are designed to tolerate criticism, where leaders can be peacefully removed, where policies can be challenged, where no authority is beyond question. The open society is noisy, it is argumentative, it is slow. It does not move with historical inevitability. Its weakness is uncertainty. Its strength is the same. It does not promise heaven. It promises the ability to correct error. Popper was deeply wary of political language that invoked inevitability. He wrote, "The belief that we can predict the future course of history is pure superstition." That sentence alone undercuts entire political movements. When history is said to guarantee justice, coercion becomes acceleration. When outcomes are declared inevitable, dissent appears immoral. The open society resists this temptation. As Popper writes elsewhere, we may become the makers of our fate when we have ceased to pose as its prophets. That is the core of his political philosophy. It refuses to sanctify the future. It refuses to treat politics as prophecy. Instead, it treats politics as experimentation under moral constraint. No one possesses final knowledge. No one speaks for history itself. That humility is not weakness, it is protection. Popper's vision is not romantic. He does not promise harmony. He does not promise moral unity. He knows open societies are fragile. He knows that they can decay. He knows that they can be manipulated. But he insists that the alternative, political certainty fused with power, is more dangerous still. The open society accepts that human beings are flawed, and it builds around that fact, not to eliminate error, but to survive it. We began with ideologies that promise destiny. We end with a philosophy that refuses it. Popper's political philosophy is not dramatic. It is procedural. It is not triumphant. It is cautious. It does not ask us to believe in history's arc. It asks us to defend institutions that allow correction. In a world of grand narratives, that modesty can feel unsatisfying. But perhaps it is precisely what keeps freedom alive. If we reject historical inevitability, if we abandon the promise of destiny, then politics becomes a question not of prophecy but of power. Who governs? Who persists? Who circulates? In the next episode, we turn to James Burnham and the thinkers he called the Machiavellians, to examine power in a world no longer guided by destiny, but by elites.